Hey, all right. Welcome back. It's a Woman Wednesday edition of Stop the Steal TV, okay? And from time to time, I get a little aggravation from the audience that I call it Woman Wednesday because people just immediately, the woke culture is looking for something to go crazy on and cancel me. But I try to have the woman's perspective highlighted even more on Wednesdays because, as I've mentioned many times, women are smarter, women are more organized, women are healthier, women live longer, and women are the majority of the Earth's population. So I think it's okay for us one day to try to highlight the best of the best. And every week we got the best of the best when we're joined by Xen Sams. She's a supermodel, super mom, actress, producer, activist, philanthropist, you name it. She does it the best. And Xen, thank you so much for joining us on this joyous yet sad day in Liquid Lunchland as we bid adieu and farewell to Nico as he goes on to greater things.
Nico, you will be missed. And the expert in anything, right, was once a beginner. So you are on a very good path, my friend.
Thank you, Xen. You're the best. I appreciate it.
Okay, so Xen, when I was a little boy, my dad was a cop, and if he was on duty, my mom or someone would take us down there, and we'd get right up to the front of the Thanksgiving Day parade. And if he was off duty, we would walk in like we owned the place, and when we got to like one barrier or the next, he would whip out his badge, and they'd go, "Oh, right this way, brother." And we would go up to the front, and we used to look forward to it, love it. It would be freezing, raining, whatever it was, but every kid wanted to go to the Thanksgiving Day parade, and this year, even that is just not going to be the same.
Nope. Thanksgiving Day Parade will certainly be different, and especially this year in the middle of a pandemic. They typically have to plan the parade out about 18 months because they do things like select the bands, design and build the floats, balloons, and all of that brouhaha, and there's a lot to plan. So as you can imagine, when we got to March of this year, they had already an entire parade that was pre-planned. But as the months went on and it became apparent that the world would not be back to normal in the fall, producers came up with a new recipe for this year's event. And the 94th annual Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade will be for television audiences only. And what does that mean? It means that there won't be the normal 2.5-mile parade route or crowds along the way. Instead, they're going to be tied only to the cameras in front of the Macy's Herald Square flagship store on 34th Street in New York City. And because the producers are treating this parade like a movie set, they've been able to work with the city of New York and the New York Police Department in identifying the basic areas to block off, like when we do in all of our movie sets, so that crowds don't try to crash the parade.
So, yeah, I doubt anybody's going to be crashing the parade. I mean, unless you never know. We do still have a lot of these activists in the city. If there's any positive news about the president, God forbid, you never know. The Antifites and the Black Lives Matterites, they may start attacking the floats as a protest. So I hope we have extra security there. It could
Savannah,
happen.
It's the regular panel. It's Savannah Guthrie, Hoda Kotb, Al Roker will host. It's going to be a 3-hour telecast, and Jimmy Fallon and the Roots are scheduled to open the show. There's going to be a lot of other performances. So I really say to people, just gather at home, get some wine, get some beer, get some fun stuff for the kiddies to do. Panel is some performances from Sophia Carson, Tori Kelly, Patti LaBelle, Dolly Parton. I'm blanking out here. Ain't Too Proud, Hamilton, all that cast is going to be there. And although they're going to pre-tape some of it, they're going to piece it together so that it looks like one continuous stream.
So, you said get some wine, get some beer, so you are advocating for drinking on this Thanksgiving. Because in Pennsylvania, I don't know if you heard, but in Pennsylvania, they actually closed the liquor stores today at 5 p.m. So they don't even want people drinking at home now in Pennsylvania.
It's such a means of control. The more that this unfolds and the more that this plays out and the more that these mayors continue this basic control of every fraction of our human life, the more it's transparent of the liberal left and what is happening. But you know what? They're painting their own picture, John. They're painting their own picture.
Yeah, well, it's an ugly picture, not like any of the pictures you've been featured in, which are all beautiful and wonderful works of arts. And I guess there's a new, piece of commercial entertainment coming out called The Right Girl. Certainly, I guess, the first big musical to emerge from the Me Too movement. So tell me, why is this good?
So the Right Girl is one of the first major works of commercial entertainment. And when I say commercial entertainment, it's certainly the first big musical to emerge, like you said. And it was created by Louisette Geis, who once accused Harvey of destroying her screenwriting career. She's also a former actress who had roles in TV's Angels, 2.5 Men, and The King of Queens. And she went public in 2007 with her claim that Harvey invited her to his hotel office while at the Sundance Film Festival to discuss a script that she had written. And when they were alone, Harvey disrobed and began masturbating. So
whoa. This guy.
True.
So
she fled the room, basically left the business, John. And now she's come back. And The Right Girl is a Broadway musical that she co-wrote and produced with Howard Kagan, a very wealthy Broadway producer, who he himself attempted, unsuccessfully though, to purchase the Weinstein Company's film and television assets after Harvey's demise.
So
he had put in a $315 million bid to acquire the assets of the Weinstein Company. The bid was not accepted. So now these two have teamed up and attracted a lot of other key people in theater and music industries. And this production, the minute that Hollywood gets the green light to lift the dark again amidst this pandemic, they're going to go on full Broadway production. And if not, they're going to be streaming it, so everyone will have the opportunity to see this musical.
So let me just rewind 1 minute in there, because I get confused with these movements. Like the Black Lives Matter movement is really not about black lives. It's about selective black lives. They don't care about the hundreds of thousands of black babies that are killed in Planned Parenthood. They don't care about 85% of black on black of the murders in the country are black on minority crime. They don't care about that. They only care about when a black person is in an altercation or a deadly situation with a cop. The Me Too movement, I wonder what they're really about. And I'm not saying this woman, I know she testified, it's very hard for people to come forward and stuff like this. And you said because of what Harvey did, she left the business. I wonder, was Harvey Weinstein the reason she got in the business first? Because there are people out there in Hollywood that have said, hey, very, very credible, high-level people. Kathy Bates has said, hey, that was the way it was. And if you went to the producer's room, I'm not advocating for it. I'm just saying, I get kind of caught up when I see these women that had, like, say this happened 2 or 3 or 4 times, because I start thinking if it happens once, you realize what happened and you're out of there. So, I hate saying this emerged out of the Me Too movement, because this really emerged out of a woman who was sexually assaulted by Harvey Weinstein, and that inspired her to make some art about it, right?
Right, exactly. And although The Right Girl is not a musical about Harvey Weinstein, it was just created by one of the first women to speak up, to speak up against the rape. But it's not a musical about Harvey Weinstein, because it's about how the character Eleanor Stark's entire life has been leading up to this moment. Her first day as a chief creative officer of basically a legendary movie studio, and she rises to the top of her game, working side by side for years with the industry's most respected men. And then we basically learn that one of them has been abusing women all along. For me, it's a bit too cliche, and it's all, it's about which role Eleanor plays in the story of Hollywood's most deeply kept secret kind of thing. And, she has a big creative team behind her, and the production is still going to get the chance in the near future to basically like make its highlight on Broadway. But like you said, it feels a bit too cliche. It feels like somebody's riding the wave. It also feels like borderline exploitation, a theater on the Broadway side. We did that, about Songbird last week, and let's be fair, So I do feel your sentiment, John, and I know where you're coming from in this one in particular. You can ring that bell, because I actually
Bing. All right. I know you're not going to lose contact with our boy here, but any final words of farewell you want to say in your last appearance with him on Liquid Lunch?
Nico, I am so proud of who you have become and how you have just spread your wings. And from the first time that I met you, which was about a year ago today, I feel like you have grown, and we have all grown as a family. And right now I feel like I'm gonna cry. Like I'm on my
Xen, thank you so much. You are the best. It's been an absolute pleasure working with you, and I will see you very soon, I'm sure. Thank you for everything. You're the best.
Ba-boom.
Love
Xen
ya.
Sams, Thanksgiving Eve, Woman Wednesday, coming back at you right after this.